Hello and welcome to this bonus episode of the Gazette's Hockey Inside Out Show. I'm Stu Cowan of the Gazette, joined by former Canadiens defenseman and assistant coach and 1986 Stanley Cup champion Rick Green, along with Jack Todd, my longtime friend and colleague at the Gazette. Rick, former defenseman. Lane Hutson's having a very impressive rookie season with the Canadiens. Should he win the Calder Trophy as the NHL's top rookie this season?
This kid is pretty amazing. I look at him and I think I look at his face and it looks like he would love to play 60 minutes if he could. And every time he gets on the ice, he's making something happen. And when you see a young defenseman like that, that's so poised, his decision making, his ability to see different things on the ice that a lot of guys don't see, he's got great instinct. And as a young guy, to see him come in and do what he's doing at such an early stage and getting the results with points, very, very impressive. And, in my book, he's deserving of the Calder because he is the real deal. And imagine what the future looks like for this kid moving forward with that type of skill set and that ability to play at a high level each and every shift at such an early age is huge bonus for the Montreal Canadiens.
He's going to be a very rich young man moving forward, I think, Jack. I've noticed he's already upped his suit game and spent some money. I think he had one suit when he showed up here in Montreal from his days in NCAA. Would he get your vote for the Calder Trophy?
Oh, absolutely. But I think you have to convince these guys he's the unicorn. He's the unique guy in this group. You've got a couple of pretty good forwards in Celebrini and Michkov. You've got a great goalie in Calgary with really good numbers in Dustin Wolf. And then you've got a guy who's his numbers are just transcendent. The last time I looked, he had, I think it's 54 points now. Mm-hmm. And the next highest rookie defenseman had 10. Yeah. Like there was no comparable there. And someone, I tried to check it this morning. I couldn't find the reference again, but I think the stat was that this is the highest total by a rookie defenseman since Nick Lindstrom, which I think was 91, 92. That's a long time, and that's one hell of a player to be in the same conversation as when you're up there in the Nick Lindstrom category. 6 months ago, we didn't know whether he was Nick Lindstrom or Victor Matvei, honestly. I mean, I think everybody was like, well, is this going to be another Matvei where he's just can't cut it at the NHL level, of course, I think by the time we were 2 preseason games in, we knew he was going to be pretty good, but I would have considered 40 points fantastic. And he's pretty well on track for 60 anyway.
Well, I remember when they drafted him at the Bell Center and he came out wearing the sweater and he was like 145 pounds, I think, at the time. And the sweater was falling off his shoulders. I remember going, oh my God, this kid can't play in the NHL. He's going to get killed, but he is. He is like a unicorn, Rick. He's just,
and he's gotten better. I was a little concerned about his skating ability, and I think he's gotten better. He's quick, and he's
not a pretty skater.
No, but
everything's flying when he's going. Yeah,
he can turn on a dime and lateral movement and quickness and jump into the holes, and quite impressive to see this young kid at that size. Play the way he's playing, and he's a lot of fun to watch. And the opposition, he keeps the opposition at bay because he's coming, and you don't know what he's going to do because he's all over the place. But he wants to contribute, and he is. And you need a guy like that.
I was in BC this time last year for a month. I watched every single game the Canucks played for a month, and I kept looking at Quinn Hughes and saying, "Gosh, wouldn't it be great if this kid was anywhere close to Quinn Hughes?" He's pretty close to Quinn Hughes right now, never mind 5 years from now.
Yeah, and he has just that passion for hockey. I mean, the Canadiens had to order him not to go on the ice on their day off last Sunday. Like they told him, no, you played 28 minutes the night before, and they were like, Lane, stay home. And like I asked him, I said, what's worse, a day off or back-to-back games? And he said a day off. Like he hates not being on the ice. He loves everything about the game. It's so refreshing when you talk to him. He has a passion. He has that boyish grin on him when he's excited to come to the rink. He can't wait to come to the rink. Rick, everyone sees the offensive skill he has, right? His shot's not great, but you see him after practice and before practices. He's working on it. And he's going to gain a little bit of strength. The shot will come. He has a sneaky shot now. He doesn't have a hard shot. So we all see the offensive abilities, Rick, but as a former defensive defenseman, what impresses you most about the way he plays defense?
His smarts in anticipation and where he needs to go and how he approaches the opposition in a way that very effective with his stick. He obviously doesn't have the size to physically move a lot of guys, but he has the intelligence to know and anticipate what's going on so that he can position himself to use his stick effectively for poke checking. And, when it comes down to pushing and shoving, he's not afraid to get involved and do some pushing. The good thing about this as a young guy, he has a pretty good understanding of the importance of stick on the ice, and he uses it quite effectively. And, that makes up for maybe his size by being able to position himself with the stick and, be very effective in shutting down some of the opposition because he's smart and he does a lot of good things.
As you mentioned, Jack, before the season, we didn't really know, right? I remember at evaluation camp talking with Rob Ramage, the director of player personnel, and I asked him, how is this kid going to play defense in the NHL? And he said, I've watched them a lot the last 2 years, obviously at Boston University. He said, he's like a dog on a bone defensively on the puck. And if he doesn't get it the first time, he comes back and gets it the second time. You see how many puck battles, one-on-one puck battles, he wins against bigger guys. And the other thing impressive, Jack, is he seems to never get tired. It's unbelievable. Yeah. It's like the energy, but it just goes and goes and goes. I mean, Rick, who was a guy you remember playing with that sort of had that capacity to just never get tired on the ice?
The big bird was Robinson was it was fun to see his act, and he would like to be out there all the time also, but he was a guy that was able to handle lots of ice time and obviously a great player. But you talk about Hutson, I see him after a big shift when he goes to the bench, and I'm looking at him and he's not even puffing, and I'm just wondering about his conditioning level as being quite elite because he's not like purple from exhaustion. He's like, okay, I'm ready to go. That's after 5 seconds sitting on the bench.
Yeah, well, we saw him one day in the locker room. He was doing an interview. He sort of lifted up his T-shirt to wipe the sweat off his brow, and he's got the six-pack. He's 165 pounds with 0% body fat, I think, on him, and he's refreshing to watch. I think, Jack, it reminds me of the kid playing shinny in the NHL.
You just so much of sports these days has been swallowed up by money and off-field hijinks and all that crap that makes the headlines every day. It's just so nice to see a kid who's just out there loving the game, playing it so well, never wanting to leave the ice. He's the guy. Imagine playing in your neighborhood with this guy at 2 a.m.
You would have wanted to hack him.
It's funny. Rick mentioned Big Bird because I think my two favorite players, it's close to the point now where I would say, I've been watching the Habs since 1970. My two favorite players would be Robinson, and Lane Hutson is pretty close to being the other one. And, they play the same position. That's the only resemblance between them. Yeah. But I love both guys.
Yeah, it is refreshing. I mean, the kid just loves the game. And, a lot of players say they'd play for nothing. He would. But he's going to be playing for an awful lot of money when he signs his next contract. It would be nice to see him win. Or for no other, the last Canadian to win the Calder Trophy as the NHL's top rookie was Ken Dryden in 1972. That's a long time ago. Anyway, that's it for this Hockey Inside Out Show bonus episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out YouTube channel. Go to MontrealGazette.com/newsletters to sign up for the Hockey Inside Out newsletter. And go to HockeyInsideOut.com where you'll get all the latest Canadiens news every day. And if you have a bonus question you'd like us to answer on an upcoming episode, please put it in the comments section below.